I have yet to do patch 2.8. I plan on streaming it at some point in the next day or two, but this patch actually had the highest concurrency in terms of players in literally half a freaking year. This had more people logging in than 2.7, than 2.6, than 2.5. Just take a look at Steam. These are the peak concurrency numbers as of the last 24 hours, 28,000. Their all-time peak on Steam was 5 months ago with 32,651. If you go back a month, you'll see they peaked at 17,000. You go back 3 months, you'll see that they peaked at 26,000, 25,000, 27,000. If you go all the way back up until the release onto Steam, the game has not seen a number as high as today's, or yesterday's rather. This is how many people were interested, were curious of Chisa and the finale, the culmination of all of the 2.x series. A lot of people have been very happy. There are some people that weren't. Some people thought it was too anime-esque based off of what I've seen on Twitter. A lot of people that happen to be anime fans absolutely loved and adored it. Everyone seems obsessed with Chisa as a character. Chisa hit the top 5 in numerous different regions around the world. But more importantly than all of that, Wuthering Waves officially won the best ongoing game of the year on the Google Play Store. As I noted in my tweet, this was absolutely deserved. This game right here has some of the best action combat you'll find. Some people might argue Punishing Grey Raven or Zenless Zone Zero has the equivalent, if not better. That's totally fine. Different people like different kinds of games and different styles of combat. It has some of the most stunning characters. I don't really think that's a contestable point. It has arguably the most expansive open world with the largest number of exploration methods that aren't gated, by the way, behind a paywall and gacha. It has outstanding voice acting after coming to Renacida. Anyway, it has an intense story and so much more. This is another WoWA win. Best ongoing. From regular updates to total overhauls, this game still feels fresh even though it's not brand new. It mentions here total overhauls. Yeah, patch 2.0 is arguably the biggest, like 180 a gacha game has ever done, and I'm here for it. Beyond that, Wuthering Waves wins the Song Video Game Console and PC Award at the 2025 Hollywood Music and Media Awards. That's actually insane. That genuinely. Against the Tide from Wuthering Waves, written by Obadiah Brown Beach, performed by Forts and Obadiah Brown Beach. Coral Crown from Hades 2, Footsteps from Rue Valley, Rivals Till the End from Marvel Rivals, The Rogue Prince of Persia, and When the Sun is Low from Dune Awakening. But Wuthering Waves won. We have come so far, so freaking far. Back when 1.0 existed, I think one of the biggest issues players had with the game was that the music sucked. People were like, oh no, they're not using Vanguard sound like they did for Punishing Grey Raven. The soundtrack is going to be terrible. And then 1.0 came out and they're like, yeah, the music is actually relatively underwhelming. And admittedly, it kind of was, especially after you heard the music and some of the trailers that they used. But then they turned things around. 2.0 hit and they were just like 180. Now, Wuthering Waves has, I wouldn't say the best soundtrack in gacha. That belongs to probably Nikke, Arknights, or Punishing Grey Raven. But it has one of the best soundtracks, top 10 easily in gacha gaming. And this right here, this is proof of that. Last night, the 2025 Hollywood Music and Media Awards took place. Wuthering Waves won its nominated category of Song Video Game for console and PC. The song in specific was the 2.4 Cardathea song. And that was a banger song, by the way. Moving on once again. Not only did it win an award for its soundtrack, not only did it win the best ongoing game on the Play Store, but as was made aware 10 hours ago, they also hit top 10 on the best-selling list on Steam. This was at 11 in the morning. It is now 10 p.m. in the evening. It was at number 10. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. The update has been out for over a day now. It was at number 10. When I navigate on over there now, It's actually at number 9. It has gone up in position from number 10 to number 9. Where Winds Meet is at number 3. That's definitely deserved. Arc Raiders is up there. Fantastic. But Wuthering Waves, this is higher than Warframe, Expedition 33, Dota 2, Dying Light, Diablo 4. This is the only gacha game I can see that is in the top 10. If I scroll down, it's the only gacha game I can see in the top 20. The only gacha I can see in the top 30. At number 33, we see Limbus Company is here. I just want to give a quick shout out to Limbus Company. Absolutely phenomenal game, by the way. Definitely deserves to be listed here in the top 50. That actually needs to move up a little bit. I think that deserves to be like top 10, just like Wuthering Waves is. But anyone that thought Wuthering Waves, that Chisa in specific wasn't going to do phenomenally, is out of their mind. Wuthering Waves has repeatedly, I feel like every single major patch, they've made it into, at the very least, the top 10. This right here is no exception. And once again, if you go and look at the concurrency numbers, you'll see this makes sense. Not only is Chisa a very highly anticipated character, but also there are more people playing right now than at any point in almost the last half year. And with that being the case, it stands to reason as to why the number is as high as it is. I genuinely look forward to trying Chisa out based off of the Resonator trailer I saw, based off the gameplay I saw, based off of some of the clips I've seen on Twitter and some of the images I've seen. She looks absolutely adorable. Like one of the coolest characters I've seen in a hot minute, ever since like Galbarina, and like that's been weeks, man. That's been absolute weeks. Is this deserved? Yes, of course it is. The game right now is literally more popular than it has been in half a year. The game is making more money right now than it has been in literally half a year. This game right now, leading into 3.0, is going to set an entirely new standard for quality and for, I'm hoping, how generous the studio can be. We saw with 2.0 the sheer amount of things they did to alter the game for the better. Being generous isn't just about giving free polls. It's about implementing features that the game needed, that players have been asking for. Just like when they introduced the flight to the 1.0 regions. That was incredibly generous because they didn't need to do that, but they chose to because players wanted them to. Again, that wasn't specifically pertaining to any kind of financial reward or financial compensation. It was just something that players had been asking for. So I'm hoping things that players have been asking for going into 3.0 are going to be implemented. I hope we get like a free 6 or SSR 5-6-star character. I hope we get a free weapon. I hope we get tons of free polls. I mean, we could dream. Right? Unlikely, but we could dream. I'm really excited for 3.0. It's coming literally next month, right? I think next month, end of December, I believe. And oh my God, is it going to be cool. But this right here, all of these cumulatively are a huge Wuthering Waves win. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.